Hey, everybody. I had an aha moment the other day, and I just couldn't wait to share it with you. It was around why we stay stuck in the struggle for so long. I don't know about you, but I wrestled with my weight for literally decades. No exaggeration. And in that time, I was always trying, but couldn't really seem to find anything that would last. And one of the big differences that I talk about with my clients is the difference between pursuing change and pursuing transformation. And that might seem like semantics, but it's not. So I posed the question to my clients the other day. I said, think about it. What do you see as the difference between change and transformation? What does that mean to you? And one of my clients responded with something that I thought was so helpful and so profound. She said, transformation is identity based consistency. Identity based consistency. So, shout out to Kayla for that really great phrase. Think about it this way. If you are just trying to eat less sugar because you're supposed to eat less sugar, or exercise because, hey, it's healthy and it's going to help you lose weight, we can chase habits all day long, but still not have transformation. And that's when we start to see these ebbs and flows of I'm on for a while and then I'm off for a while, because it's never about who we are and how we operate, and more importantly, how we think. We're just trying to check the boxes. We're just trying to rely on motivation and willpower and discipline to do different things instead of identity based transformation. Who I am, how I think, how I make decisions. So I was with my daughter the other day. She's two. I have 2-year-old twins and a 3-year-old. And it was a Sunday morning, and I was brushing her hair before church, my 2-year-old Charlie. And this is when I had this aha moment that I really was excited to share with you. So, Saturday, the day before, we had been on a road trip coming back from a ski vacation. We were in the car for about 5 hours. And of course, Charlie didn't sleep at all. She's two. I thought for sure she'd sleep, but she didn't. And she was chewing on her hair. It's gross. Sunday morning comes. I didn't give her a bath on Saturday because I'm a terrible mom. Long road trip. I was like, go to bed. Sunday morning, I'm brushing her hair before church. And it was so knotted. She has curly hair like me. Plus, she was chewing on it, and she's two, so it was gross. And it was so bad that I even thought about cutting it, but I couldn't find the scissors, so I didn't. And there was one point where I'm like, this is good enough. This is good enough for now. I have it. I have it brushed enough to where I can pull it up and we'll deal with it later. But I didn't, because I knew that if I put it off until later, it would be worse. And it was already bad. So I stayed with it and I got the knots out. And as I was painstakingly brushing this 2-year-old's rat's nest of a hairdo, I realized this is how so many of us approach change. We know that the knots are there, but we're not doing the work. We're like, I just got to do better. I just need to change my habits. I just need to eat less, move more, wake up earlier, spend less money, follow a budget, any number of different things like that. When in reality, if we don't do that hard work, if we don't do that root work, if we just say, I'll deal with it later, it's good enough, move on, tell me what to do, tell me what not to do, it's still going to be there waiting for us, and it's going to be worse. And that's what I was doing. I knew I had these all or nothing patterns of thought. I knew that. I knew I had this tendency to be like, well, screw it, I blew it, I'll start tomorrow. I knew I had this awful habit of saying, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'm going to get it out of my system today and I'll start tomorrow. But I wasn't dealing with those things. I was just on to the next plan, on to the next program. Tell me what to do. Give me the rules to follow and I'll follow them. But I wouldn't follow them because I was continuing to run into the knots that I hadn't addressed before. I hadn't done the real work. And that's where I think a lot of us get stuck. We're more concerned about moving fast than we are about doing things right. We're more concerned with how fast can we see results that we don't give enough thought to, am I going to be able to sustain this? Or are there big barriers that I keep running into that I haven't dealt with yet? And maybe it's not all or nothing thinking for you. Maybe it's not procrastination and the idea that tomorrow holds some promise that today doesn't have. but there's something. If you are wrestling with the same change, maybe it's I deserve it. Maybe it's this belief that food is an acceptable solution if the problem is loneliness or the problem is boredom or the problem is sadness or overwhelm. We have to do that root work. We have to. Now, there's lots of ways to go about that, and I talk about a lot of them on my podcast. I've got 1,700 plus episodes of my podcast. I think we have over 2,000 now, actually, based on the messed up way I've numbered them. Those are all free. So you can check out the podcast anywhere podcasts are found. I'll link it up in this description. You could consider my upgrade program. That is 12 videos delivered over 6 weeks right to your email inbox. You don't have to log in anywhere other than your email. And it gives you one action step at a time, video by video, 6 videos over 12 weeks. Or you can work with me more closely in the consistency course, but know that the podcast is a free resource. I've got 2 books, Chasing Cupcakes and Tools for the Trenches. But we got to do that root work. And there's just no getting around it. I'd love for there to be a way to get around it, but there's not. We got to do that root work. We can't just chase change. We have to be after actual transformation. See you soon.